All right, we are live and on air, and I can see that the participants from the lobby are joining us, and it's 12 on the spot now. Amazing. Hello, everyone. And I was just saying to Marcus and France, since we have so many things to share today with all of you, I think we will start right away with the webinar. And therefore, I'm welcoming you to this case study event with our client ASML, Investing in People to Lead in Technology. My name is Lisa Bayer. I work in marketing and communications at Bettercoach, and today I look forward to speaking to our two lovely guests, France and Marcus, to gain some insights on the collaboration between Bettercoach and ASML. To get you all active and involved right from the start, we thought that we can create a poll for you, and we would love to know from you, how is coaching taking place in your company? And I can see that Maxine brought up the poll for you. The answers that you can give are: the majority of coaching activities are taking place in person, or maybe the majority is taking place digitally, or maybe it's really equally 50-50 in person and digital, or maybe also you don't have coaching in your company yet. So you can choose which answer is the fit for your company. If you're a coach or another self-employed person, then don't worry. It's of course not mandatory to take part in this poll, but everyone else I'm inviting to take part. And I can see that people are still joining and probably come directly into the poll. Take your time to read through the poll, because we will leave it on for a bit and then collect your answers and come back to that later. And while we are doing that, I'd like to introduce my two guests to you today. France Hultermans is Global Program Manager Coaching at ASML and has over 25 years of experience in the HR domain, most of which she spent at ASML. From HR business partner to leadership development expert for the operations sector to her nowadays position, Global Program Manager Coaching. France is also herself a professional coach, ICF certified, a trained team coach, and a mother of two teenagers. She's passionate about human dynamics in the workplace and also about supporting organizations to be an inspirational and fulfilling place for people to work in. Welcome, France. I'm happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Lisa.
And I also welcome Marcus Veit, who is co-founder and managing director at Bettercoach, the one-stop shop platform for people and leadership development. Marcus co-founded Bettercoach in 2017 with the mission to support people on their path to fulfillment at work. Bettercoach's portfolio contains one-on-one coaching, group and team coaching, and also other learning and development initiatives such as workshops, trainings, and programs. Marcus is a serial entrepreneur and a few weeks ago became a first-time father. Congratulations on that. And both really fuel his passion around the question, what makes good leaders? He was part of the collaboration with ASML from the beginning, and thus I'm looking forward that he will also share some insights into our collaboration and also into our roadmap. Welcome, Marcus.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
On the organizational note, I'm very happy to have my colleague Maxine in the background as our technical moderator today. She will, for example, pull up the polls. And as always, we record this webinar and make it accessible to everyone afterwards. We will send an email to you with the link with it. And we again also close with the Q&A again. For that, feel free to post your question below in the Q&A chat. And I will turn to that when the time is ready and when we approach the end of the webinar. Now, I have the pleasure of not needing to wait until the Q&A is here. So my first question goes to you, France. We are probably all surrounded with a product that was greatly impacted by ASML. Can you maybe give us a portrait of ASML and the global impact of your company?
Yeah, sure, Lisa, and thank you for the nice introduction. And yeah, thank you all for joining the webinar and to have this interest in this case study. So ASML is a company based in Veldhoven in the Netherlands. We were founded 41 years ago, and we actually make machines that create semiconductor devices. And we are a leader in the semiconductor industry. So we are providing this advanced technology actually towards the major chip makers in the world. And our machines are very essential to make small, complex microchips that are used in our very modern technology indeed, from smartphones to data centers. The innovation that happens at our company at ASML, they help produce smaller, more powerful, and actually energy efficient chips. So we are proud that we are market leader on the EUV, the extreme ultraviolet lithography machines. And these are crucial for producing the latest microchips. We invest heavily in these innovations. We have always been doing so, and therefore our success also comes from this innovation, but not without the strong collaboration we have with many, many partners on a global scale. So we have a strong global supply chain. Yeah, so with us, over 43,000 skilled professionals are working, helping us to develop those new technologies to meet our industry demands. And looking at the global impact, yeah, we enable the production indeed of these advanced devices, which we all like a lot. So the latest smartphones, the laptops, gaming consoles, but also in the automotive industry, a lot of and electronical applications are happening there. Data center infrastructure was also needed for AI, etc. So yeah, I think we all have something in our pocket, in our house, that has an ASML chip, indeed.
Mhm. Thank you so much, France. I think that's really an impressive success story and also an impressive industry in general in which you are working in. I would say let's get right to today's topic. You introduced coaching to the whole global organization at ASML alongside also with other development programs. What was the idea behind the coaching offer for everyone, behind this really inclusive approach that you took?
Yeah, indeed. So we call it democratizing of coaching. So making sure that this is available for everyone in the organization. So not limited to senior executives or only potentials. But we need everyone actually to also support us with the growth that we need. And by making coaching available for everyone, we also foster our culture of inclusiveness. So professional and personal growth, they are encouraged on all levels. Um, so the idea for democratizing the coaching is also a forward-looking, forward-thinking initiative that really underscores what our organization is committed to. That's our employees' growth and development. And coaching is really key to unlock the full potential of all our employees. So yeah, we need to also make sure that we stay successful in our industry, which is quite competitive as well.
Mhm, mhm. And it was in 2023 when we started to collaborate together, ASML and Bettercoach. What were the reasons for choosing Bettercoach?
Yeah, so I think technology plays a very vital role if you come to democratizing coaching, and we wanted to use a digital platform that really helped us to facilitate the coach matches, but also tracking the progress, evaluating all the coaching that was happening. You know, also the quality to get more insight on that. So yeah, we wanted to become more data driven on this theme of coaching. And for us, it's also important that that was happening for the internal coaching professional services as well as for the external coach professional services. And therefore, the platform of Better was very helpful. And we wanted to also make it very easy accessible for everyone, regardless where they are in the world, which location, whatever our employees are. So we needed also a qualified coach pool, and not only in the Netherlands or in Europe, but also in US and in Asia. Yeah, and as within ASML, we are innovators ourselves, so we also looked for a partner that was also flexible to meet our needs, to tailor their solution actually to our needs. And I can say from the start, we have now this smooth process in place where employees do a coaching inquiry via our LMS, our learning management system, to the coaching platform. And I can say almost in a very flawless way. But next to this, we definitely also look at pricing, the support that we get, and the technology roadmap of our suppliers. And we did also in this case with Bettercoach.
A smooth process. Of course, that's something that we enjoy hearing and enjoy experiencing. So yeah, it was really a few criteria that you were looking for in a partner. And then the deal was set. Marcus, how did we actually continue from here? How did we, in the next step, roll out the offer to all the ASML employees? We heard it's over 43,000 in total. What was the timeline? What were the main steps? And what was maybe also surprising to see?
Yeah, before answering the question, hello to everyone also from my side. It's so nice to see so many people joining the webinar, and I'm already quite excited to share more with you around our collaboration and how we try to unlock the full potential of employees at ASML, as France put it, and share a little bit more about our future plans. Looking at the question that you just asked, so how did the rollout go? Before we could actually do the rollout as usual in such big onboarding processes, we have to look at data privacy, IT security. That's usual to us, but especially in the case with ASML, where we have a lot of intellectual property and a lot of patents, this was, of course, a very important topic to look at and to make sure that we fulfill all the requirements in that regard. The time it took, we could use very wisely because we needed and we wanted to prepare the whole coach community at ASML very well, and also the whole HR community very well for the upcoming changes. And as soon as all this was done, we were ready for the rollout. And the rollout itself was initiated in Europe, and in particular in the Netherlands, where, as you all probably know by now or knew before, ASML has its headquarters. And there was already at the launch or at the start of the rollout, there was already quite a coaching culture present. So we expected a high acceptance of the offer, high acceptance of the coaching offer. And then throughout the collaboration, we extended towards the US and also APAC, where at the beginning there was a slower traction perceived, but by now we observe steadily growing demand also in those regions, which is super cool to see. And overall, I would say the launch itself was a great success, and also, thankful to the continuous communication efforts that we did together to really inform the whole organization about the new setup, which helped us to fairly quickly reach a certain steady state of new inquiries coming in. Since the beginning of our collaboration, now 2 years, as we heard, we have helped nearly 1,500 employees at ASML with their very specific development challenges at hand. And we are super proud of that number and excited to continue that journey and to help as many employees as possible at ASML with their development needs. And one thing that was interesting to look at, maybe this is a good moment in time to look, perfect, to look at the poll, because here we see that the majority, you answer that the majority of coaching takes place virtual or digital, as it said here. I mean, there's also quite some percentage for in person and also hybrid. This is not exactly in line with what we have observed at ASML so far. We were all together quite surprised looking at the numbers, because by now, up to now, over 70% of the sessions have been conducted face to face. This was interesting and also surprising, shows how important the human connection is still for coaching. We'll later also talk about AI, but this is how the users behave. And yeah, I thought interesting to share with all of you.
But also interesting
And
to see that we don't have a very clear winner, right? Some
yeah,
answered with digital, virtual. I was going to say it's the same, but in person, hybrid. So I
yeah.
think that's interesting. Sorry, you wanted to still say something, Markus?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Franz, because maybe there's also something from your experience perspective to add to the rollout phase that that you find interesting to share at this point.
Well, I think you were quite complete, Marcus, in sharing how we collaborated. And I think, yeah, what can I add? I think indeed we see the uptake in the Netherlands, where we do have a strong coaching culture. We expected to be that high, and that came true. And for Asia and the US, we are yeah, also making the steps. And I think it's also there where it needs to grow a bit upon more people, and also it learns us how to communicate and approach differently the concept of coaching in an organization.
Thank you for sharing, the both of you. I think it's really interesting. And at the same time, I'm seeing that we need to be a little bit mindful with the time. So I would move on here to some success factors that we see in our collaboration. The current and also the steady rating of the coaching at ASML with Better Coach is 4.7 out of 5. So people really seem to be happy with the offer at ASML, which in turn, of course, makes us happy as well. Looking at the real impact that coaching generates, certainly, however, doesn't stop there, as coaching serves business goals as well, right? And in this regard, an important key performance indicator is the ROI, the return on investment. Marcus, why is the ROI so relevant, and how do we support our clients in defining and achieving it?
Yeah, thank you. I try to be a bit quicker in answering. So first of all, we're very happy about the satisfaction levels. 4.7 out of 5 amongst ASML employees is yeah, makes us super proud. But we want to take one step further in that regard, and we want to help our clients yeah, really be able to measure the return on investment, and to evaluate better the impact that their investments into their people has short term as well as long term. And we are about, quite exciting, we are also about to launch a functionality on the platform that allows this return on investment measurement. And this functionality is really based on the belief that return on investment has multiple dimensions. There's not only the financial dimension to it, of course, it's a very important one, but there are other dimensions to it. There's, for example, the personal return on investment. Example here could be, yeah, what has been the impact on my emotional intelligence? Then there's the relational return on investment. How has the collaboration improved due to the measure? Then there's also the organizational return on investment. How has strategic alignment improved through taking the measure? And then, of course, last but not least, there is the financial return on investment. That is very important. For example, what is the momentum that productivity has gained through the measurement through the measure? Yeah, and how do we want to help our clients measure this? It's in 3 phases actually. Phase 1 is during and right after the measure, and the aim of measurement here is really to measure the generic satisfaction level, and also measure like early mindset shifts. And then phase 3, 3 months after the measure has taken place, we try to measure behavioral changes and also short-term business impact. And in this phase, for the user, it's also possible to include the line manager and get feedback from the line manager on the changes. And then the last phase, the rather long-term phase, is 9 months after the actual measure has taken place. And here the aim is to measure sustained behavioral changes and also the long-term business impact. And again, you can include your line manager as well. And all the data points that we generate, we want to provide to our clients in an aggregate form so they can use it or use it with us together to create insights, impulses, and use it for further analysis to potentially tune the offering even further to the needs of their employees. So these are our plans for return on investment.
Thank you, Markus. It really sounds like quite some research went into the concept. So thank you for introducing it to us. Franz, you are also doing long-term research regarding the ROI of coaching at ASML. Can you tell us what effects do you see?
Yeah, so I would say that we did a case study. Yeah, so and we used the ROI methodology, and that consists of 5 levels. To be very short, it's evaluation after. Did you learn what you wanted to learn? Did you apply it? What's the impact? And what are the financial results? And we do this for many learning interventions that we have in our organization, which many people are using. So what we in general, you see both also indications about higher engagement. So people feel more engaged after they have gotten personal coaching. The attrition is therefore also a bit lower. And we also were able to look at the increased level of productivity. And of course, we as an organization have some own calculations about how do you measure now productivity, what's the hourly rate of an internal ASML employee, etc., etc. So it was a challenge to go to the RI level 5 where you make it financial, but it was really, really nice to do. And we saw that the outcome was over 100%, which means that the full investment is returned to the organization, and even some more. So it helps to dive into RI on each level, I would say, because doing some measuring and coaching really helps also to build a further business case in our organization, or in any, I would say.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Franz. I think this is really remarkable and also a wonderful achievement for the work that we are all doing. And I think we can be very proud of that. So thank you for sharing these insights with us. Now I want to come to the topic of leadership. We have already heard that you are leaders in the tech industry and in the tech space. Now I'm curious to know, more generally speaking, what is your understanding and your vision of leadership at ASML?
Yeah, so we say that actually everyone can be a leader. So actually every employee should have some leadership skills, also for themselves, for others in the company. And if I look at the leadership that everyone brings, it really helps to drive our innovation, our collaboration with our supply chain, which I mentioned. And it's needed to achieve our strategic goals. And our vision of leadership, it really includes be your authentic self, keep on learning all the time, empower others. And we ask a lot of leaders actually to lead by example. So role modeling is also very, very key. And there's so much going on a daily basis that inspiring the team, foster the creativity, but also the really critical thinking is really important for leaders to bring into our organization to be innovative. yeah, and as mentioned before, we need everyone in this industry and in our organization. So also our leaders, we call upon them to unlock the full potential of everyone in their team.
Mhm. And for that purpose, you also installed leadership programs in the company in which coaching also plays a role, right?
Yeah.
How is coaching integrated into these programs, and what is the value that these coaching parts provide?
Yeah, so the vision, which I just try to explain very shortly, coaching is, of course, a very helpful element because to know yourself better is key for all leaders, and yeah, self-awareness is provided through coaching. Um, and again, the programs help our employees on all levels to improve their leadership skills. And we need to help them. They need to help us to successfully navigate our tech industry. But you asked me about the value of the coaching in the development program. Yeah, I would say it's immense because it really ties into a personal need that leaders have, employees have. Um, and to add that to bigger program, it really fosters continuous growth and helps every individual to overcome their individual challenges as we all have. So the increased self-awareness, better communication skills, I think those are the big gains and very essential for effective leadership.
Mhm. It's wonderful to see that in place. The vision and understanding of leadership that you had just shared in your answer before really resonated with me, and I want to say resonates with all of us at Bettercoach, because we couldn't agree more when you say that every employee is actually a leader. Everyone is a leader. And we have created a leadership essentials framework at Better Coach that centers around the exact same notion of leadership, that everyone is a leader, because everyone impacts their lives and their surroundings with their actions and decisions, right? And we recently launched a new feature on the platform, which is called the Leadership Essentials Assessment, which is a detailed self-evaluation that coachees and participants can take on the platform. Markus, can you tell us a little bit more about the self-assessment and how ASML and also other clients will be able to use it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you already said some important things around the assessment. It's for us, it's very exciting, this topic, because we recently launched the functionality around the assessment on the platform, and we integrated, or it can be integrated to the standard inquiry flow. And for us, this assessment, we see it as a self-reflection tool, a tool that fosters self-awareness, that guides individual or also team development, and also can enrich coaching conversations in the end. And as you said, it's based around our own leadership essentials framework. The essentials, how we call them, are emotional intelligence, change, resilience, interdependence, and also purpose. And also when talking with France around it, or also other clients, it's sometimes very funny and interesting that you mean the same, but you just use different words. So as you said, Lisa, there's a lot of alignment around what is forward-looking leadership between us and our clients. And the self-reflection tool shall help us also to personalize the journey for our users even more. Answering the questions of this tool shouldn't take longer than 10 minutes. And as a result, the users get a report, a private report, and it's up to them whether they want to share it with their coaches. HR doesn't see it. It's for them, for their development process. And if they share it with their coaches, potentially it can deepen the conversations and have an impact on the actual impact created in the sessions. And in that regard, a next step that we also want to take is to extend it also to a 360 optionality, that we are also able in the next step to potentially include outside perspectives that can create very valuable insights for the individual and allow the individual to compare their own perception, their self-perception with the external perception. So
Yes, sorry to
this
interrupt
is
for a second,
yeah.
Franz. We can hear the typing quite loud
Ah,
and not so good Marcus's
I'm
voice,
so
at least
sorry.
me.
I was
That's all
answering
right.
Brigitte's question, but I will wait for that till the end.
Yes, yes, we can come to that
Apologies.
in a minute, in 2, 3.
Thank you for being so productive in between. I was actually finished. I don't know whether you heard well what I said, but these are the plans that we have around the assessment. So it's already has been released, the first version, and the extension, the 360, is an exciting next step that we want to take in that context.
And the assessment will also play a role in how we integrate AI into our offering. And this will be the last section that we are covering in our interview before coming to our Q&A. So get your questions ready and type them in the Q&A chat. But also, I'm asking you to take part in our second poll. So there's a lot of engagement that we're asking from you. And this question is, which AI solution do you see most fit for the people development and coaching in your company? Is it more an assistant? And I will say that the assistant in our eyes has a lot of administrative features, such as suggesting homework or doing in-between session support, nudging for a new appointment with the coach. Or is it more a coach? So an AI that would conduct the coaching, and this would also mean that then there is no human coaching taking place anymore, but it would be the AI who coaches. Or is it more an AI consultant, what we called it? And I would say the consultant has the same features as an assistant, so the administrative features, but on top acts more like a partner or sparring partner or a consultant, and would evaluate the need and impact from the beginning throughout the journey until the end of the journey, recommends initiatives and content, and really is a partner in between. We will leave the question open again for you to answer that. And while we are doing that and come back to the results soon, I want to ask you, Marcus, because of course AI integration is a highly relevant topic for us. Can you shed more light on what we envision at Bettercoach when it comes to integrating AI into our offer?
Yeah, of course. I mean, these days everybody talks about AI. Not only these days, quite some time. It's the pressing topic, and also for us, it's a very relevant topic. And in general, we see great potential using AI for leadership development. And very specifically, we see great potential in a strong synergy between humans and technology. What does that mean in concrete terms for our vision, for our service, for our platform? We envision a companion at some point that might have parts of everything that of all the options that we saw in the poll. A companion, an AI companion that is able to act as a coach and also continuously supports users throughout their career. I don't know. Is it a good time to look at the answers? What people see highest value add in?
Let's do that. Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah. So the pure coaching part. I would be interested how many coaches we have in the audience and how many HR people to also
That's true.
to have an interesting picture on these answers. But yeah, it's interesting. 44% assistant, just 4% just like pure AI coaching. I mean, the question here for me would be, is it AI coaching replaces human coaching? Is that the idea here? Then I see where the number comes from.
Yes. It would be. And I also see a comment that I want to bring up from the chat that Vera says that she is missing more options that are combining the 3 options. And yeah, that perfectly represents or reflects what you also have just presented from how we envision integrating AI at Bettercoach, right, Markus? Because it's not a black and white answer, but it's also looking at how the technology unfolds and develops, and then using it for the purpose that we need and that the customers need. So it's most likely a combination of those things, but the tendency I think is interesting to see. Perfect.
Yeah, and
Sorry
as I
for
said, no, please.
Sorry for interrupting. I was going to say, if you are finished with your answer.
No, I'm not finished with the answer. I just want to say that represents also where we are heading with the synergy that I mentioned, the strong synergy between humans and technology, and the companion that we envision combines parts of the assistant, combines part of the coach and also the consultant. And what I just want to share is how can such a journey on the platform with a companion look like? It all starts and already starts with getting to know the users better and getting to know, the currently most prevailing development needs of the users better. This happens through an interactive inquiry form and also through the aforementioned self-reflection tool. Because through those data points that we generate, the companion or the AI is able to make really tailored recommendations to the current need situation of the user. Recommendations around what are the right development topics for the user, what is the right development measure to take, as we mentioned at the beginning. In general, we not only do coaching through our offering, we are a one-stop shop for leadership development. So it could be that for the specific situation, it's not an individual coaching, it's rather something else. And then the AI can also make connections to the most suitable human coaches for this individual. And one exciting step ahead of us, end of Q3, beginning of Q4 latest, we are going to launch the first version of the actual coaching capabilities of the companion, so that this companion that we have can really act as a coach and lead coaching conversations, like real coaching conversations, and work hand in hand. And this is very important and connects to the synergy point at the beginning, works hand in hand with the human coaches to really maximize the impact in the end for the company and also for the users. So this is a very exciting step for us ahead of us, and very soon, hopefully things will happen. So I would say, stay tuned on our developments on this topic.
And of course, we are also talking about in our collaboration with you, France, as you are interested in testing it with us. How does the vision that Markus just shared, and maybe also the results from the poll that we just saw, resonate with you? And what's important for ASML to consider when it comes to integrating AI into your L&D and coaching activities?
Yeah, I think it's really a hot topic in learning land. What can AI do? What can it bring? How can it help? If I look into specific the coaching, we are also preparing us for big changes. Because AI will happen left or right, but we need to do it in a cautious way. And we need to do it in a safe and sound way. So the first steps that we see is that we definitely let AI help us in the process around the human coaching. So improving the experience, helping them even with a smoother process for the coaching inquiry. So yeah, that's the first steps that we are taking together to look at the AI in the inquiry form. And with our company, it's really important to do again then the check on the IT security and data privacy. So yeah, that's where we are at this moment. But it's really exciting indeed going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, likewise, I would say the same. Thank you so much. I am looking at the time, and we have a few minutes left for our Q&A. And I'm seeing some questions here. I'm picking the first one. Is the coaching based on soft skills, behavioral, or technical requirements? Maybe that's a question to the both of you. Whoever feels answering first can answer.
Yeah, how we position coaching is coaching for development, and we set it apart from teaching skills, or we set it apart from mentoring, learning from others' experience. So we definitely look at the person themselves, about helping them to also getting more self-awareness and to make shifts in mindsets and beliefs that really helps them for their professional development and personal growth.
Marcus, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, it's very much in line with what France said, that in the end we want to create reflective spaces for individuals when we talk about individual coaching that help them to get to know themselves better, to gain a different perspective, and to be able to act upon it in a different way. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. You can probably not still hear us.
No, I think he's frozen now.
Now he's frozen.
Can you still
now
hear
you're
me?
back. Yes.
Now I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, I don't. I just said that it's very much in line with what France said. We can leave it there for now.
Perfect. That's definitely what we also heard. At least I was hearing that answer. And I can see that there are, I think, some questions in the chat. So I'm turning to those, and it's a quite connected topic, I would say. For which coaching topics do you see the highest demand at ASML?
That's interesting. So we still have quite a large bucket, so to say. So definitely career development, because we have a quite high educated, high ambitious number of employees, and we have a growing company. And there's also quite a need for personal effectiveness. So learning in your professional life how to deal with more complexity, how you deal with being under pressure, or as we say, innovation comes also with challenging each other. That's also something that people are looking for. So how can they be more effective on that, being more comfortable with that as well?
Thank you so much for these insights. And there's yet another connected question that I found in the chat, which refers also to the question we have answered before. Do you give training in both soft skills and technical subjects at ASML?
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. We have installed academies. I think in total we have 7 academies. And one of those 7 is actually focused on people development. So we have a license to lead program, and we have also a generic curriculum that offers quite some trainings on soft skills, so to say, that are related to the competencies that we use. And those are human competencies. And then we have also quite some per sector actually academies that focus more on the technical skills for research and development, for manufacturing, sourcing and supply chain. And then we have an academy that takes responsibility for all training that are related to safety, legal compliance, and stuff like that every employee needs to know.
I can imagine that in such a complex industry and also company, there are many ways on how to learn, right? Because there are so many demands. And of course, it's great to have sometimes more of a training where you get input, but then also the coaching where you can really, which is your self-reflection space, right? For development and personal growth. Okay. I wasn't sure for a second. Perfect. One more question we have around the topic of AI. Would an AI also question the needs and topics that the coachee starts to get to the bottom of it? For example, why do you want to achieve X, Y, Z? So the question is, would the AI also question the needs and topics like a human coach would do, if I'm interpreting it right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the general idea of the AI coach is to be able to act as a coach and also go to a certain level of deepness, let's put it that way, and also, yeah, explore with the coachee together what is the core topic that he/she wants to work on. So I would say yes, it tries to explore that space. However, this is still something that we need to explore together with users. How deep can the AI go, and how far can the AI guide coachees, and where's the natural cutoff point between the AI and the human coach? And this is, I think, something where this synergy really comes into play that I mentioned. That I, at the moment, believe that the AI cannot fully replace human coaches, and there are different use cases. So there are use cases where the AI coach can help well when it comes to need assessment. What's the status quo situation, and rather on technical or soft skill things. When it comes to behavioral topics, probably we would see a natural cutoff point towards the human coach then. Yeah.
Thank you. France, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think I'm fully with Marcus for this one. Thank you.
Yeah, perfect. And also looking at the time, it's already time to wrap the event up. Thank you so much to France and Marcus for being here today, for sharing these insights around our collaboration. And thank you, of course, also to all of you in the audience for your interest in this event and your attention. We'll be in touch with you shortly with the link to the recording from today. And I invite you also to subscribe to our newsletter to not miss any events like these. When we close the webinar now, there should be a survey invitation popping up. And we kindly invite you to take part in this feedback survey so that we can make our events even better. If you don't have the time now, don't worry. We will also attach it to the email that we send out in the next days. If you have any questions
before we
around...
close, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. Before we close, also a big thank you to you, Lisa, and also to Maxine in the background for organizing all of this and bringing us all together for this exchange.
Thank you, Marcus. That's very kind. Very nice. Yeah, perfect. So, and if you in the audience have any questions around how we can collaborate with you and your company, don't hesitate to reach out. For example, via our website. You can also find us on LinkedIn. And yeah, I hope you found our conversation as interesting as I did. And with that, I'm wishing all of you a lovely afternoon and see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Great. Beautiful messages in the chat. Thank you everyone for being here. Super.